So when we say white executives are leading from a distance, like what are we actually saying?
Well, what we're talking about, so my favorite metaphor for this is the quarterback. And I said this to you before, but the way I define this is that I call this type of leadership quarterbacks who don't want to be quarterbacks. I mean that because I don't know if how many of people who are seeing this are watch football or understand football, but football, the quarterback is the star, right? The quarterback is the leader of the offense. The quarterback calls plays. The quarterback handles the ball more than anybody. And the quarterback is really responsible for forward movement, which leads
Yeah.
towards scoring. Okay. That's what the quarterback does. And so
Yeah.
when we're talking about white leadership or folks that don't want a quarterback, this is or distance related. This is somebody who is in the game on the field and refusing to touch the ball. Okay.
Yes.
And we
Yeah.
want to contextualize, right? Because these are not people who are uninterested or
Mhm.
who are not committed. These are the folks that Robin DiAngelo talked about in her book White Fragility. These are folks who are liberal and conscious and well-intentioned and who care about justice, equity, diversity, inclusion. But these are people who, when they get uncomfortable and when they get activated, they disappear and disconnect. And so everyone's like, where's the quarterback? What are we doing? And there's a feeling of, for a lot of folks who are on the field as well, they feel betrayed, they feel abandoned, they feel alone.
Mhm. Mhm. When you shared that analogy, it cracked me up. It was so funny. And because it's a really cool way to think about it, and it's a very real thing I see too. And I just frame it as there's this avoidance of power.
Yes.
Just really for some reason, I get it. Power could not be used for good things. It's really not in a lot of places, and that's its own series, if you will. But power doesn't have to be this thing that people are afraid of or don't need to be associated with. People could use power responsibly, but right now there's just this avoidance. I want to share
Yes.
power. Sharing power is great, but also you can't disregard
Mm-mm.
the power that you hold too. So there's also this, well, with the power I have, I want to share it so all of us are quarterbacks. And I think that I don't know all the football analogies, so I'm not going to even try
Everybody
it.
can't be the quarterback. Everybody cannot be the quarterback. No, no. We can do a play.
Exactly.
We can do a play where I pass it to you and you then go, but I am
Yeah.
still the quarterback, right? Like we can't all be the quarterback. And that is not DEI. That is
Mhm.
not DEI to make it. Let's all play. Let's all. And that's like saying, let me see, don't let me get started because I'm gonna start talking about everybody getting trophies and everybody don't need to get a trophy. Let me not go into that. But everybody can be the quarterback. But to
Yeah.
your point, a piece of it is avoiding power, but I actually think of it as immobilization. These
Mm.
are folks that when they get uncomfortable, there is avoidance, right? There is conflict avoidance. There is immobilization. And typically the immobilization, this often happens around decision making. So I need to make a decision, something has happened. I feel reactive. Other people feel reactive. I don't want to upset them. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to make it
Mm.
worse. And so that feeling, that fear, that discomfort causes a level of immobilization and avoidance. And so what people
Mm.
do is they retreat.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it often looks like them
Mhm.
letting other people make decisions.
Yeah.
It looks like why aren't they responding? What are they
Mhm.
doing? And especially the people of color around are like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Where are you going? We need you right now.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
it's a very clear absence.